Welcome back to Sports Khabri and Arun Foot. I know we're 15 minutes or so late, but yeah, what to do? Can't really do much. Anyways, we're here and the ISL is back. We're done with international football for now. Back to club football. Starts off, the ISL starts off with a double header. We've got Chennai versus East Bengal. First game tomorrow at 5:30, and then you've got Kerala Blasters versus Hyderabad FC later in the day. That's at 8. Two games are now very interesting ones. The first one, let's start off with, which is Chennai versus East Bengal. Very interesting because both sides seem to sort of still be in their shell. They haven't sort of exploded into life since the ISL has started. What do you make of it?
I think that for both Chennai and for East Bengal, this could be a very, very crucial game in regard to how their season really pans out. I think that's going to be the challenge for both teams because, as you've said, they've not really come out and done what was needed, what also was to some extent expected of them. I guess Chennai have done a little better than East Bengal in that way, but still both teams are not there where I guess they would think to be where they think they should be. I mean, Chennai are seventh with 6 points. East Bengal are 10th with 4, so they're outside of the playoff zone, and that is most probably the expectation that they themselves. Chennai surely had, East Bengal fans have had. I don't know if the East Bengal management, East Bengal coach thinks that they are, top 6 material, and therefore this is a very crucial match for both sides to showcase themselves, show that they're capable of being amongst the top sides in the league.
Yeah, everybody in the chat, very good evening. Hello to everyone again. And I know, again, just to give everybody some perspective. So Chennai right now sits seventh, but they're only 6 points so far. Not the best of starts. Same with East Bengal. They've got 4 points from 5 games. So both sides are sort of similar. They've had similar starts, although East Bengal are 10th. But I don't know, is it fair to say that we had more expectations from this East Bengal side? Did you have more expectations from this East Bengal side at the start of the season?
It's a difficult one because I to some extent feel that East Bengal gave us a little bit of a false hope with their Duran Cup performances. I think a lot of people, thought that they were further down the road. And I said, especially on Shine's channel when we were speaking in Bengali, that I feel that East Bengal need another 2-3 transfer windows to really settle down. I think that they, if Carlos stays, gets at least another second year, that then now the upcoming winter transfer window, but especially the summer window next year will be interesting. Again, on one side, to keep on holding on to their players, despite giving long contracts to Mahesh and to Lalchun Nunga. Can you hold on to them? Will other clubs be trying to raid East Bengal and get their 2 best players in the sense? And that's going to be the question about the red and gold, because East Bengal has been going through this since they came into the ISL. They're not the team that one would expect East Bengal to be. East Bengal is one of the biggest names that there is in club football in India. You expect them to be fighting for titles, for championships. But at the moment, it's still a rebuilding phase. And again, I feel that Duran Cup win was a bit of a false hope, that you thought you were further down the road, which you don't seem to be in. I think that's going to be the interesting part. Is this Chennai match is an interesting one because it pits two teams who where we don't really know. So therefore, let's wait and see what they can do. I think East Bengal is under quite a bit of pressure. Boha Herrera is injured, but the rest of the team is available. They've got the time in the window over the last couple of weeks to train, prepare. So it'll be interesting to see how well Carlos has prepared his troops.
Yeah, I know there's a question a little bit away from the ISL. Any idea about 48 teams being included in the from 2025 onwards for the Under 17 World Cup?
I know that there were plans to do it, that there would be a competition at the under 70 level for every year. I am not sure. Has it been cleared? I don't know if it's been cleared that they would like to hold it every year. So therefore, if they do, it's going to be good for youth football. It's the question then is, how do the continental bodies structure their competitions? Does it mean that you'll have an under 17 Asian Cup every year? So that would be an interesting question in that way, if that's going to crop up or not.
Yeah, Rahul Mishra again, FIFA Academy guy. Rahul, we've done a separate video on that, sort of recorded video, and we've also spoken about it earlier. So I'd urge you to go and check those videos out, because we've spoken about it in a little more detail, and I think you'd probably find that more interesting. Let's stick to ISL, everybody, as much as possible today, because that's sort of the topic of discussion today. Another expectations from Chennai for tomorrow's game. Sort of picked up form just before the international break. They had a poor start. How do you think they're going to cope tomorrow? I think I just lost Arnav for a bit. Um, until then, guys, yeah. So basically, two clashes tomorrow. First one, of course, Chennai versus East Bengal. Then you've got Blasters, Hyderabad FC. It's very interesting one, this Chennai versus East Bengal, because you've got two teams sort of at the bottom of the table. Then you've got East Bengal on one side, who have got a couple of players coming back from national duty, but could be tired. Mahesh, potentially. No, you're back. Anyways, yeah, coming back to the question. The question was, Arnava, Chennai tomorrow, how do you see them coping?
Sorry, am I still there?
Yeah, no. I can hear you.
Sorry, Rahul, am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry.
No worries.
Seems to be some sort of glitch. It started snowing outside, so maybe that's the problem. For East Bengal, again, as I said, yes, you've had your team to train. On the other side, you have the issue with that Arjun Nunga and Mahesh weren't there, but I still think that should not be an issue. And again, I think it could be an opportunity for the coach to really settle down his things and see what he can do.
Yeah. I know. What about Chennai? Because what are the expectations going into this? Because I think they had most of their team training. Should be better, you think, than East Bengal?
See, Chennai have one advantage, which I feel, and that is their head coach. Owen Coyle is a very, very experienced customer. One of the most successful coaches in the league. If you look at it, had a lot of changes, of course, in the squad. I think that's something that one has to accept. But they still have, of course, they lost Anil Uthappa in the summer. I think that's a big loss for any team in the ISL to lose, that kind of a player of that stature. But on the other side, I would say you were able to bring back Rafael Crivellaro. You have, of course, players like Jiteshwar. You were able to bring in players like Ayush Adhikari, Farooq Chaudhary. Brought in foreigners like Connor Shields, Jordan Murray. So you've had a mix of players coming and going, and therefore that would be an interesting one to see where and how this team really shapes up, and that's the challenge. And we will have to wait and see what happens. And I think we've lost Rahul there, but I'll try and go through the Chennai part a little bit more in regard to where do we stand, what is happening, because I feel for Chennaiyin, it's about getting into the playoffs and being able to get a result. And that's something that this match against East Bengal really offers them. Where I feel, you have to try and get a result in a game like this. And the question is, can you get a result? Can you potentially get a result which will take you to the level that you think you should be? And that's the challenge I think that Chennai at the moment have.
Yeah, Arnav on East Bengal, there's a question from Arijit. Any suggestions that they should, any somebody that you think they should go after in the winter transfer window, an area they need to strengthen potentially?
Could be right back, left back, maybe. Even though
Yeah.
Mohammad Rakib has done better in the last few days and weeks, I would say, as one player. Mandarao Desai has now been playing there as well. I think Nishu Kumar has been disappointment in that way.
Yeah.
So again, those could be some positions. And look at, again, they've been linked to Mohammedan Sporting striker David, who's done very well in the Calcutta Football League, has done very well in the Durand Cup. He's now trying to find his feet in the I-League as well. So therefore, those could be potential options that I know of. But again, East Bengal also might be looking at maybe exchanging one or the other of their foreigners as well. They're still in a rebuilding phase and try to bring in better quality Indian and foreign players as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know who wins this tomorrow for you.
As much as I would like East Bengal to win, but I still think Chennaiyin at home would be the favourites to win this or nick this at least. So let's see, how it fares. But I would put Chennaiyin ahead of East Bengal.
Okay, fair enough. Arnav was going for a Chennai win tomorrow. At home, of course. Chennai. The next game, Arnav, is Blasters Hyderabad. Should be a good game, at least with what we've seen towards the back end of. Before we broke for international fixtures, Hyderabad were pretty decent. Kerala Blasters, on the other hand, flying. Their second 6 games done. What do you think? What do you expect from this one, Arnav?
The Blasters have done very, very well for themselves. Of course, a lot of home games, and I think the Kerala Blasters' home is one of the most difficult teams to play and to beat if they play at home. Ivan Vukomanovic is back, so that's shown that has added even more sort of confidence in the team. They have, I think, one of the best foreigners that this league has seen in Adrian Luna. And Luna is firing, so therefore, that's a factor. Question is, how's the situation with their defenders? I've not heard anything if the foreigners are fit again to play. If Trincic is ready to come back, so therefore it'll be interesting to see how they shape up. But and Hyderabad on the other side have a lot to prove. I think Hyderabad need to work on quite a bit. It was expected with the departure of Manolo and certain players as well, but I thought they struggled more. Were a little unlucky in the one and the other game, but for them, if they want to sort of salvage their season and at least move out of the bottom two, these are the kind of matches where they need to fight it out and try to see what they can do.
Yeah, fair enough. Arnav, Kerala Blasters playing at home. Is it straightforward? Do we say it is looking like Blasters will get another result at home?
That would be the first assumption, I guess, right? I mean, the Blasters have been rock solid at home. Their away form once in a while has been a bit of a problem, even though, of course, they won at East Bengal. But I would think for them, that Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium is just with the atmosphere, with the fan support. I mean, it's amongst the best, I think, not only in India but in the world, I would say. So therefore, again, if those of you who are football fans and have the possibilities to ever go to Kochi to watch a Blasters home game, do it. It's worth the experience. and therefore, again, that's a bonus for them. It's an advantage, and that they are in the top race with, I guess, three teams who are rated a little bit higher than them. That is Mohun Bagan Supergiant, FC Goa, and Mumbai
Yeah.
City FC. So therefore, they're doing very, very well for themselves. And again, that home advantage is the 12th, 13th man, maybe even, is what helps them. And it's just, I mean, Blasters at home is a treat to watch.
Yeah, I know the one I think talking point that we've always had with the Blasters is the potential inclusion of Ishan Pandita, given that Pepra has not had the best season so far. Would you suggest the Blast if you were in the sort of management, and would you suggest that they should go with Ishan Pandita over Pepra this game?
It depends on who are the other foreigners also available. I mean, I guess if Diamantakos, Luna start for sure.
Yeah.
I think someone who has surprised a lot of people in a positive way is Daisuke Sakai, the Japanese winger. That guy has been really, really impressive, to say the least. And the question is, what is the issue with Drincic and Leskovic? Are the two fit? Is one of them fit? If one of them is fit, it could mean that Pepra moves to the bench. The question is then, do you bring in Ishan Pandita? Do you play others? Because I think the Blasters have some very, very good young local talent. I think that's the thing. Okay, I'm seeing Amal Saji says they're available, so I guess one of the two would play. And that's the question then that we'd have to see, right? What happens then? Because they have very talented players. Vipin Mohanan has been doing well for himself. Whenever gotten, Mohammed Ayman is one of them. So they have a few. Bryce Miranda has gotten a chance. We've got, of course, players like Rahul KP, but they miss, of course, Jackson. They will miss Freddie. So therefore, again, the Blasters have options. The Blasters are one of those teams that you would want to see, and therefore, I would think, they surely go in as favorites into this game against Hyderabad.
Fair enough, Arnava. Then where do Hyderabad go from here? Because I mean, they haven't had the best starts, although we've seen a couple of decent performances from them. They're sitting 11th, 3 points from 6 games. Do you see them changing anything, or it just hasn't happened for them, unfortunately?
I would think it's both. I think they are not as strong as they have been in the last 2 seasons, where they, won the ISL, reached the playoffs last year as well. They still have a lot of Indian talent. We've got Chingling Sana. They brought in Vignesh from Mumbai. Mohammed Yasir is still there. Aaron De Silva has had his moments. You've got Sahil Tavora, Hitesh Sharma. Nikhil Pujari, very often forgotten, but this is also performed for the national team in the recent days. Nimdoji Tamang has been doing. I guess that's the question, if Sana or Nimdoji Tamang could be candidates for India for the national team, and of course Magzo Tanpuya, who's been one of those youngsters who's gotten time. The question is also the foreigners are not that set. Of course, you still have Joao Victor, but the others still sort of need to settle in. So therefore, Connor Nestor and Thangboy Singh have not gotten the best out of them. So therefore, it's going to be. It was already a difficult season. I think it will stay a difficult season for them. And at the moment, I don't see Hyderabad being a potential contender for the ISL playoffs.
Fair enough. Another quick, slightly away from these 4 sides. Mumbai City coach update, anything on that, Arnava, since Des Buckingham has left?
Well, there are conversations happening, and Mumbai City is looking, at potential options. There are discussions happening about certain coaches within the City Football Group, and at the moment, um, there is nothing that I can say at the moment who is going to be the new head coach of Mumbai City. So it might be that they might, go with their current staff, with take running affairs. I mean, they play Champions League in Iran next week, so therefore they've got a tough one ahead of them.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Just again, quickly on Mumbai City, I know we've spoken about this before. I just want to ask you again: do you get the feeling that Mumbai season could fall off from here, or do you think they still will, you know, be rock solid and will finish in the top two, three as we expect them to?
I think that Mumbai City have it in them to finish in the top two. They just have the quality. I think Des has left behind a robust system. And I think the appointment of the new head coach is they're looking at someone who fits into Mumbai City, who fits into the way that Mumbai City wants to play football and how they're structured. I mean, you see a lot of the City Football Group club doing it. It's not just Manchester City under Guardiola. You see at the moment Girona, top of La Liga, how they're playing. You see how New York City plays, how Melbourne City plays. Even the smaller teams like SK Lommel, Troyes in France. So therefore, these are the things. So therefore, again, they're taking a little bit of time. It was for Mumbai City. It was unfortunate that Des Buckingham left for Oxford United. But again, Des is someone who was born and brought up in Oxford. Oxford United were the first club where he started his coaching career at. So therefore, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I think it was the right decision from Mumbai City to allow him to go and pursue his career. I mean, he had offers in the summer from New Zealand, from other English Football League clubs. He didn't go, but this one is a personal one. So I think it just makes sense.
Yeah, fair enough to this. I know quickly a score prediction then for tomorrow's game. Blasters Hyderabad.
2-0 Blasters.
That's pretty straightforward. Unfortunately, I mean, it does look like that because Blasters at home, first of all, Hyderabad haven't had the best starts. It's only fair. Yeah, there are a couple of other opinions. 100% Mohun Bagan will win the ISL. Do you see that happening or not?
It could be. Mohun Bagan, Super Giant are one of the favorites to be able to win in the ISL, be it the league stage or be it in the playoffs. Again, besides Goa and Mumbai, I think those are the top three teams to look at. And therefore, yeah, it would be interesting to see how they do and how also these teams cope with their injuries. I think that's an interesting one that all the teams will face at some stage in the season. How do they cope with injuries? Mohun Bagan, especially with Anwar Ali out for the next few weeks, how do they cope? They, of course, next face Odisha in the AFC Cup, and that's a very crucial game for both teams. It could be one of those deciders, I could say, and a draw could be detrimental for both of them if Basundhara Kings actually win the game, their game against Mazia. So therefore, a lot of interesting things happening, a lot of football to look forward to. I mean, we've covered a lot of international football in the last few days, and now we're back to club football, and club football it is, at least until the end of the year, before we then again switch to international football and look forward to the AFC Asian Cup in Qatar in January.
Absolutely. Again, thanks Arnav for joining us. It's been sort of that short live, kind of previewed both our games for tomorrow, and then we've got Sunday again. We're back. It's ISL football from here, guys. Like Arnav said, till the year end. So yeah, support your teams, back your teams. Sunday's Northeast
Exactly.
BFC. Catch that. Yeah.
What
Yeah,
are
no.
you expecting? I mean, what are you hoping that BFC can sort of push it around?
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
hoping. I don't know. I think these 3 points are going to be very important because we beat Northeast. We go level on points with them, which means we're 8 points then. So we were basically in around sixth position. I think that's where we need to be. We can't fall off too much. We lose tomorrow, it's a huge blow. I think that'll sort of really hamper BFC season. So we need to win tomorrow to stay around the sixth position in the table. Otherwise, it's going to be really tough. And yeah, we need to start winning some games. I think that's the most important thing. Let's see. Let's see. I hope BFC
and
can pull it
and
through.
it's dangerous, right? I think
Yeah,
Northeast United are a very dangerous team this season, and they've
yeah,
shown the
yeah.
potential that they have. I think they are so far. I think Northeast United and Jamshedpur FC, football-wise, to me, have been sort of the positive surprises of this league.
Yeah, exactly. I think Northeast especially, I think they've been pretty good, and they've got some tricky sort of players. Nesta's looking very good. That lovely left foot Parthiv Gogoi scored a few goals from outside the box, so they've got that attacking threat, and it's going to be fun. BFC versus Northeast and BFC have got their own sort of threats. Roshan's look threatening, although not consistent. Suresh is looking good for the international team. Hopefully, he can translate that into club form. Of course, you've got the big man Sunil Chetri, hoping that he delivers on the night. It's going to be interesting. A lot of good players to watch from both sides, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks, Arnava, for joining, and thank you everybody in the chat for joining us. We'll be back on Sunday for our preview of the three ISL games between now and then. Uh, until then, please do like, share these videos, and subscribe to the channels. Sports Kabhi, Arun Foot, Shine, and Hiren are not with us. Subscribe to their channels and check out their content as well on Indian food and football and Curious Harry. We'll be back soon. Thanks, Arnav.
Thanks, and good night, everyone.